really enjoyed the couple of weeks with the players. The attitudes have been excellent, a lot of talent here, and I love the way that they've prepared professionally, I think, for the matches that we've played, and the passion, and they're all wanting to win, and I love that, that real sort of striving for perfection, and pushing themselves to the limit, which is great. I think it's a little bit of both. I think you'll find players get little tweaks, little habits come in that you need to let them be aware of when you're watching the videos and give them some feedback. But yeah, it's heavily tactical, and you're looking at videos of the opposition to see best ways that you're going to get batters out, or how you're going to face certain types of bowlers. You have your team meetings and you plan and prepare, and then ultimately when the player crosses the line, it's up to them to go and deliver. So they've been very professional, as I say. These guys, they've really worked hard. They're putting the thinking in, and so far they're delivering, which is great. I think there's an abundance of talent. There's been some good opening bowlers who've been difficult to play, and I think under lights with the new ball, it's swung. One or two have proved very hard work for opening batters. High quality of spinner in the middle overs. The pitches are slightly low and skiddy, so the spinners that bowl straight and quick into the pitch have been difficult to hit. So I've seen a lot of quality of spin, good opening bowlers. And one or two batters have really stood out. Basit Ali especially, I think, has had a great tournament, being very destructive at the top of the order with his offside back foot shots. Yeah, no, we did. When we had the camp, covered a few things, but talked about what I believe are the basics of good batting, and that hold up in any format, whether it's a 5-day test match or playing T20. That is really, your position at ball release, that you keep your hands very close to your body, you're still when you play the ball, and that you play the ball as close to your body as possible, so you've got control of the shot. So those fundamentals hold up. We did some work on that. We obviously did some very specific white ball shots, so strokes that are going to help in the white ball. And I think we saw in the camp that the short ball especially can cause some problems over here. If it's well directed and high outside off stump, you see a lot of people still trying to pull onto the leg side. So we've talked about pulling when you can control the ball, it's a little bit lower, but if it's higher and wide of off stump, having an option that can potentially go over offside, or even leaving the ball, not always taking the pull on, it's a little bit higher or a bit too wide of off stump. I think playing pace is something that players generally adjust to. If they're doing it every day of the week, you get used to it. So the more you play it in your nets and you play fast bowling, the happier you come playing it, and the more that you sharpen up. I think it's about your reactions getting quicker, your footwork getting quicker, the confidence to do it, and having a clear game plan, playing pace. As I say, a lot of the batters I've seen over here in the last couple of months have been very good on the front foot. I think if anything, it's been more the short ball, and having a clear plan of how to play the short ball and a technique for playing the short ball. But I think once that's sort of pointed out to them, it's about getting on the bowling machine and playing the flinger, playing lots of balls, and getting comfortable with it. And I'm already starting to see players now becoming more comfortable doing that. T20 batting for me is about risk taking, but as we've seen in this competition, it's not just about slogging. You have to be sensible about the balls that you choose to hit and when you hit, and that the balls need to be in the right place for those shots. A lot of games here have been won actually by players who've played orthodox cricket shots. They put bad balls away with drives and cuts, and they've manipulated the ball into gaps. If they're playing the spinners, they're pushing ones and twos into the outfield, but they wait for the big shot. I think the players who've struggled are taking on big shots when the ball isn't really there, when it's the wrong option, or they're hitting to a boundary that's massive, and even if you hit it well, it might not clear. So I think it's about taking the right option, and then obviously the execution of making sure that your shot is played as well as it needs to be. Yeah, well, I mean, I've worked closely with Julian Wood here over the last couple of months, and Julian and I actually go back a long way. We played together, we worked together for 30 odd years back in England, so we normally blend the fundamental stuff that I do with Julian's power. And power is about getting your body in the right position, getting weight going through the ball. He talks a lot about fast hands and getting the bat quickly through the ball so that you get that extra bit of yardage on the shots, and that plays a part. I mean, without a doubt. If you're a batsman that can clear boundaries, you put a bit of fear into bowlers, you put pressure on them, they're going to bowl you more bad balls. So we are seeing now a more powerful blend, but I think it's combining that with good decision making. It's not just power. I think it's knowing when to use the power, making sure the ball's in the right slot for the shots. And if it's not there, it's a smart cricketer that wins these matches by, as I said before, playing the ball into gaps and making sure the board is always ticking over and you're always just moving that score along.